Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. And this is not quite over yet. No, I don't want to resize the window. I want to move it, thank you. Alright, so I did do a little bit of work last night, moving towards getting this project wrapped up. And what I've done is got all of the servers combined, which was pretty straightforward. Let's see, we got a server list. We paste that with the sep argument will do all of these as over arrays, over the array of servers, and give you a list of those. Then you list apply that, overload directory. I did run through that manually once just to try and find any weird issues, and there's still the odd little warnings I don't fully understand. Then we apply the... It's like a list of tables over the derived lives. Now I had to cut this function in half because some of the stuff it was doing was combining the logs into lives, and then other stuff was doing like, you know, when did a player start, how much playtime have they had. So we have to combine that so we actually get the first date and total time. And then the bottom half of derived lives is now player stats, which gets run on the entire log. That was causing a few issues in the initial data set. So what I want to do now is I've got this like whole process where we do a couple different graphs and bring them up. And like I was doing a few manual exports. So I need to see how to do this programmatically. So I think every time I load this up, I have to redo out libraries. So we ought to have... Oh, here's one I was playing around with just the other day. So I was kind of looking over the graph, seeing if there's anything else super obvious to do. So this is essentially the number of times this lifetime, this age. Actually, I switched age because it put the ages in a more understandable place. So basically, most people either die super early and a few make it to old age, and relatively few die in the sort of long tail in between. So I'm wondering if this will... No, it does not output the command here. So this might actually be something you could get in here. Graphical procedures. Device drivers. Ooh, this is like some old stuff, man. No, yeah, okay, these are the direct... Oh, PNG. Which appears to be on. Little graphics devices. That doesn't do a very good job of explaining how to use that. File name. PNG file plot rect dev off. So this would be then repeat this. Oops. I don't know if that argument mattered. Test.png. We can't open this file. RStudio, oops. So why 4 kilobytes? Notes is 3 kilobytes. Not run. Not run. Dev.print. Does that set the size? Copy graphics between multiple devices. Copies the graphics contents of the current device to a new device, and then shuts the new device. Well, let's hope we didn't ruin our thing here. Clear this to make sure it regenerates it. Okay, so dev, this still required the height and width. Yeah, so we have to pick a size. If we export this, I mean, I kind of like this being, oh, you can resize it here. It's nice. Kind of like it being, it'd be nice if I could enforce the aspect ratio of the graph. Might be good. So I could see this being like a 480. What's a good... I don't know any good 500 numbers. I mean, there's real 640, which might kind of work. Right, so we want to go back to PNG. Width equals 640. Height equals 480. Plot. That's 5 kilobytes. Oh, okay. All right, so that's our basic technique. Now, do we have to call dev.off, or is changing device sufficient? Well, I guess for a bitmap graphic, you'd almost certainly have to. Only when device is active. Doesn't select a device. There's a list of open devices. Shuts down the specified device. Device 1. So it sounds like just changing will keep it active. All right, so we need to kind of take... I mostly want to do this in the context we've got lives. That was the singular example. This has been kind of replaced. Well, it's still post-loading. This is kind of what we'd be working with. So our export... I guess we should just make sure libraries are loaded. Oops. Oh, this is going to be a... I could almost just say source this. We'll see if that works. All right, so what are we working with? We've got... Okay, we've got a couple summaries. Oops. So we've got... I kind of want to do this without that. And this is also where we can start formatting things a little nicer. Not exactly what I wanted. Okay. So how does this work, actually? Can I do this and say run that entire thing? Okay, cool. So that is... Actually, I need better names for this. Because this is... No, I guess the other one is actually like summary played gender or something. Okay, so these are our main stats. We have this. We have played owned. And then we have this. It's an easy transformation. Well, we can plot. We can do several plots off of both of these, actually. Lives. Summary played. All right, summary played. Days played. Mean lifetime was our basic one. This is not the one that has color. I don't have a scale. So PNG. This is mean lifetime by days played. Dev.off. Oh, and is this auto-adding? Yes, it's auto-adding the extension. Okay. So that should give us, we already run this. Okay, that does not add a PNG. Maybe I typed it in last time. Hey, Ops. How's it going? All right. And that looks reasonable. Oh, you know what? I should ultimately do days owned first, because that was the original question. And then well, there's several variations of this. There is, well, infant death rate. Got boom, boom, boom. Okay. So I guess the only weird thing about the way they do name spacing, it's not easy for me to make, like, the days played and days owned are virtually the same. Well, I should be able to just pass the full thing in there, you would think. So could we? Well, it doesn't mean, yeah. So this is, Combine plots. A function of a... Oh, yeah, the problem with that... Yeah, because it's actually different days played. Initially, we're grouping by the days played in all of it, and then we're graphing by that value in the result table. So I don't know how they're actually implementing these. Well, copy pasta is, I guess. So we're gonna need some separators here. And actually, I want to convert this one to days owned, which is actually the last thing we did. All right, combine days owned, combine days played. And then we need to redo this. So this got Did I hit caps lock? No. Okay. We need separated. This will be easiest to convert as a block, I think. Separated days owned. We wanted to do days owned and Eve gender. So this is going to be by days owned and gender. And then this is where ggplot. I might actually want to do a custom palette for this, because that was this palette, which was like gray, red, bluish, I think. But the way we end up doing this, we should actually do something like where we end up doing let's see, so we got female first. Just for traditional pink. And then we just don't even have these. All right, come on, come on, come on. Separated. Yes, that's the group by color. This was a played. This is infant death rate. All right, get that one. All right, so separated. Ooh, we want to do summary on gender, which means that has to be here. Is it brown? No, it's more black with, well, you can't really see it right now, but it has red light. I do have a separate keyboard that is a little bit more loud, more mechanical with the buckling springs, but that's on the other computer right now. So we would have to go to something like that. It's deck. Oh, I don't remember which switches it is. Yeah, it's the deck. Um, lit keyboard, well, actually, it's possible they sell it with different switch types. And then, what is it? I forget the name of it. And they don't even have it on there. Yeah, Unicomp is the other one that's currently hooked up to the laptop. I guess I found I was more, well, at the time I was more likely to be using this one at night, and it's got the light up keys, so that was handy. So anyway, we were going to our graphics. That did not export. All right, so what does this look like to the default device? Oh, right, because I hadn't run this line. Oh, and actually it was there. I just didn't see it. Separated. Okay, so that has... I might actually want to change up colors. Because that Eve... well, I mean, Eves are females. So I guess it's not terrible that those are slightly closer. But that's still not great. Unless I don't have a good way to do this, short of just going through here and copying colors. Alright, so let's make this a... so we're doing that. Values equals... No, okay. Yeah. Still some intermediate code there. All right. Well, actually, it should just be in this. All right. So if we replace this with a literal for ease of operations, we go. There, and then we start picking out some of the other colors here to see what they look like. 009E73. Oh, that'd be more of a... blue and green might make more... No, wait, actually, though, that's the male now. And that was lifetime, which makes sense because Eves start out with a shorter lifetime. No, okay, yeah. And that's a kind of green. It's, I mean, I guess, like I said, ambiguous is a semi-appropriate there, but that's very hard to pick out. F0E for E2. That's like invisible on here. 0072 B2. That gives us a dark blue. Sort of about as easy to pick out. D55E00. That's a reddish tone, which I do kind of like the idea of having a similar to the female color. And that looks like it might be a fairly red one as well. That seems the easiest to distinguish of them. All right, so that was the 0072 B2. So that should give us combined, separated. Oh, we have to actually run that. Separated. Okay. Then we take oh, actually the owned plate is fine. And no, I'm looking at that basic one right now. It's not clear to me if there's any way I could easily. I mean, there's probably like a way you can pass. I don't know if by name is the right word. But that's like a basic language thing that might not be introductory level. Maybe functions. Efficiency factors. Scope. Formal parameters, local variables. No, that's kind of. Lexical scope. Specialist associated with total. Looks back and enclosing environments. Huh. Eh. Oh well. Let's see, now this is slightly more involved here. And then this is infant death rate. And gender. 'Kay. All right, right. These are eaves. So this actually does suggest that new players try to live as eaves normally, whereas other players will kill themselves more often, I guess. I mean, I don't even know that 1 minute is a good line for eaves, as you can kind of see in my test violin plot. They'll usually go on for a couple minutes. A little bit wider depth area. All right, separated by days owned. Then we want to do that. Owned with played. It's the opposite. So we go These should be pretty straightforward. So this is death rate by days played. Death rate, okay, that actually mostly drops off. Mean lifetime by days played. And that actually has a little bit of an interesting spike there. This might the scattering might be partially the effect that these tend to be smaller groups that make it up this far, so it's more sensitive to individuals. All right, so that is that group. What else is it doing? Oh, cohort stuff. All right, so this is two-dimensional, gender, infant death rate. Oh, this was an earlier plot with the regular plotting system. All right, that is days played infant death rate. Okay, that is cohorts. And I don't think yeah, because this is by week, so it doesn't differentiate between owned and played. It ends up being more of an owned. And then this is the violin. However, these, oh, you know what? I went and did all my plots, all messy one-lined. Okay, that's just that. Just that. I forgot I actually had an opportunity to fix these up. You're just point. You're just point. We can get our aesthetics out. Oop. Something like that. All right, and then you, aesthetics, geometry, color, aesthetics, geometry, color. All right, so now we got lives, group by. summarize. And then these are all of the, I guess it kind of ends up being the same stats. And then this is going to cohorts. All right, and then you have, all right, the aesthetics aren't too big here. Raster with more aesthetics and scale discrete. Oh, but this is going to be 2 plots. Well, we'll get one. And actually, you know, output to graphics here. So this is going to be mean lifetime by cohorts.png, and then dev.off. So run our cohorts. Oh, yeah, this is, yeah, this color scale is actually decent for this. Maybe I could look into rotating this, but we can do that as a cleanup. I'm not surprised that this one is small because I'm not taking any steps to get rid of the partial weak. But I guess this is the new players coming in and just kind of throwing civilizations back. Yeah, so it's probably still a lot of the Steam stuff here. Well, actually, just the new players bringing down the average. No, but that is the average of every cohort. All right, and then we want to do this. Infant death rate. By cohorts. And that actually you're seeing a little bit less impact. Huh. Yes, this might be the older players suiciding because there's an interesting cutoff effect here. And then somewhere recently was when he implemented, maybe here, the reconnect. Oh, that's right. I wanted to try hooking up the Git update, see if we could overlay that somewhere. Well, I mean, there's usually one release per week, but there's, you know, what changes those were. And then our violin plot, this is just straight up lives. This is also going to be genders, so Eve. Oh, did I swap palettes? Yes, okay, I did swap in that one. And we have to say which file to put this out to. I'm not sure if there's a better name. It's like lifetime distribution by gender. And I don't know if there's any useful way you could. I mean, that might be interesting to see per group, but that would be an awful lot of plots. All right, so that is, oh, actually this is not lifetime distribution. This is actually age. Oh no. Yeah, no, I actually, no, I chose the wrong color. Okay. Well, thankfully it's a script, so we can fix that. For some reason I was grouping that with, huh, huh. Okay. So I actually do want a more reddish tone for that. So what's a good one to test? Any one of the separated. So like pick that one. Oh, this is where I had the literal colors. Can I see that? Hmm, not quite. Oh, no, wait, here we go. Okay, that one was like invisible. Mm, so that's another reddish one. It's not actually all that intermixed here. Well, what's our other options? Yeah, I think the other one was slightly more distinct. So that was the way they clustered in the same way because of Eve ages confused me there. It's like, oh, obviously they're all females. It's going to be similar. Not really. All right, so now we should be able to source this entire thing and reproduce all of these. Or not. Okay, so I didn't end up using this actually. Okay. Lifetime by days owned. So it works if I do it interactively. Does sourcing not run? Maybe messing with devices in a source doesn't work. Okay, so it has to be a function after all. Export plots is a function of no arguments that does. I just want to see if this works right now. And can we just call this? Okay, there was definitely some running there. Okay, we did not get this before. Yeah, they all went to 1 kilobyte. All right, so how can we export graphics in a script? It's PDF. How to save a plot. But I mean, we know how to do it. It's just not... We can't do it programmatically. Oh, it's to use GG save. Okay. Although that will actually print it, but... So we saw no difference by wrapping this in a function. All right, so I'll just leave this here for now. Actually, it's going to look a lot like this. All right, so run, run. Oh. Okay. So approximately, default to what, 72 DPI? So about 8 by... Very odd numbers. I wonder if it'll have a reasonable default. Five by 4. So this is the mean lifetime by days owned. Oh, that was infant death rate. Okay, and that doesn't look bad. Maybe that affects some of the text and dot sizes even? Now, does this work in a script? That is the question. Well, it does say saving. And that still has data. Okay, I don't know what they did different. But mean lifetime. No, this is death rate. This is sort of a multi-line change. Can I %s? Oh, this is going to have a bunch of special characters, isn't it? And this is a capture. Well, I guess the quotes are a capture too. Yeah, and then the capture parentheses. And then a terminator with a ggplot. Oh, is it a \1? ggplot. Not that. That should be literal now. Unmatched, unmatched. Oh, nope. Okay. It apparently they're inverted here. So we have literal capture. Okay, that did some of the work. Oh, did I do GG save though? All right. Yeah, I can see a little thicker lines too. And I can maybe look into rotating these. Okay, so it's not super. Oh, and we do have two cores. It's just the. No, I'm mostly going to be putting it into a forum post anyway, so. Oh, and then this is. Oh, test. Okay. And now this gets us back into. Is it the jumbled text is kind of starting to bother me on the cohorts. Is it this one? Whoa. Okay, yeah, that doesn't play nice with the high contrast color scheme. And I expect that to apply to a PDF. Okay. So this is for axis labels, essentially. Is that part of the scale? That's for placing an explicit label somewhere on there. Fasting is how we would do like the violin plots across many different people. Stat. Didn't I? There we go. ggplot to rotate axis labels. Oh, theme axis.text. theme text angle. Okay. That was part of themes. No, that's 3 variables. Which isn't well well represented here. Well, I guess that's graph position adjustments. Okay. All right, so cohort. So for example, we have that to work with. Plus axis.text.x equals element text angle equals 90 h just equals 1. And then which way would that go if we were to do maybe 45 would be kind of a standard? Well, they start to overlap a little bit again. And that's only going to, well, yeah, okay, so that's partly a factor of size, but that is kind of the, that might be the size it's exporting at. Also, I'm not sure if it's conventional to do it that way, or more of that. Well, that's not it. Because I actually want to like pivot around the other end. So actually, we've got help here. Draws nothing, element text, relative to parent. What is horizontal justification in 1.0? No, that's still justified to the end. Does it become VJust then? Yeah, I don't know how to start it at the beginning of the letter. So the best we can do right now is to pick something like that. And actually, what does it do if we just leave off HJust? Ah, okay, so that's interesting. Hey, Steve O'Lime, how's it going? But they said 0, 1, so I can't do negative. Oh, I can do negative. Okay. So now what if we swung around? That's having not expected effects. Okay, so it's moving it all the way over there. Okay, so it's just a matter of finding the right angle. Now, is this the 120 or is that... No, that's... Can I do like negative 60? You know, You know, actually the original does look better. Because that puts the smaller unit next to the end of the axis. And H just is moving it around in there. So we could maybe do something like that to get it a little bit close. Okay, yeah, one is fine. So actually I didn't use that. So for these, okay, we copied some of that. It's trailing space. So for these, we do boom, boom. All right, all my windows change color. So by cohort, it's at least somewhat legible now. By cohort, all right, where are we at? All right, so that's all the graphics. Unfortunately, I don't have a really great pipeline for publishing these right now. So that might be a... I mean, I could start writing the post. I don't know if it saves drafts. Yeah, well, one of the caveats I have to put on here is that this final week is incomplete. I guess the means will probably be okay though, ish. And I've not made any attempts to line up the weeks with like updates, for instance. It's just whatever the ISO week number, or actually the printf week number, which is probably based on ISO, I think, is as just a way to bucket things over time. Yeah, and then infant death rate was originally targeted at suicide. So yeah, you see a little bit more of it, I guess. In this era. So this was kind of a little side project from something I noticed in the graphics, but this is an especially brutal graph. Just most people die young or, somewhere in the middle. A little spike at the end. But yeah, the infant death rate is very, very high. And I mean, I guess this is sort of like spread out, sort of a long tail, whereas this is all lumped together, but Yeah. That's not exactly, those aren't very good looking violins in the violin plot. They're very, very long necked. Well, if I took a break, I could try to get these moved over where I could upload them. And then I could write out the forum post with this, if that's interesting. Otherwise, I'm tempted to call it a little bit early because the Astroneer was supposed to be releasing like an hour ago. And I could jump into that this afternoon. And then I'll have to end up seeing how much there is there as far as whether I do Astroneer or 1 Hour 1 Life for the rest of the week. um, all right, well, how about I probably time to take a break anyway. Although, well, if I switch, it'll just be kind of shut down the stream and redo everything. I will take a break, try to get stuff uploaded, and if anybody has an opinion on that in the meantime, we can decide what to do. So we'll be back in a little bit. Oh. 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 Okay. Okay. Well, that one does.
Run.
Where'd my steaks go? Why now?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. If we dig this out, fertilizers are off. Yeah, these fertilizer synthesizers are turned off. That's intentional, because we didn't. We've got this section, and that one's going pretty strong. As far as it goes, the only reason they're all active right now is because we had a backup in the bathrooms. Usually they'd be able to.
High time. If I were a steak, I'd be right in front of me.
Base dug out. Let's build that other set. Meal lice or meal wood. far as it goes, putting doors down everywhere, it's a little bit of overkill. I probably don't even need to do that, but I just like it. One advantage to it is, and I
High time. If I were a steak, I'd be right in front of me.
Has been cleared out. Oh, hey, where'd this hatch come from? What up, buddy? How's it going? You eating some of these resources and turning them into coal? You are. You are so ugly. Not ugly cute, just ugly. But that is a thing that allows you to convert polluted water into regular water. So this big pool of pea water, basically, is what we use for the main water of our base when necessary. We do have 3 coal generators here as backups. We're only down to 9 tons of coal. I actually didn't have a natural gas geyser that I could find on this map. I explored the whole map like crazy, desperately looking for a natural gas geyser. In doing carrot farms so far tonight, and a big part of that has been that this game's really goddamn overwhelming, and I just didn't know what I was doing. But there's a lot of
Do exactly as she says. Milton, oh my god. Oh my god. Wow, thank you so much, Milton. Oh my god. I'm like awestruck. What? Wow, guys, if you don't know Milton Peak, so
I'm inside the ground right now. I'm down here. This is where I am. Okay. Oh my god. How do Don't worry, guys. We're ready to go explore the planet now. Oh shit, this is all cheaty, isn't it?
Alright, welcome back. So, in theory... no, not that one. So put this on forum files, stats. So we've got a couple of things. No, not the tab, the whole browser. So we've got things like, I should probably work out a better way to copy paths. All right, so we've got online files we can link to. So I guess we need to go into main forum. So I might actually want to have a little scratch pad on this. Just, because if this disappears, it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to save any drafts for me. But we have something like, something like player experience and and life length. So I need to go back to notes because I have there. And I do most of my composition in something like, well, Markdown wouldn't actually be useful here because it's going to be BB code. A while ago, Jason posed a question about the... so we might as well quote this. So, this is where I need URL. URL equals text. URL equals no quoting. Oh, there is a quote. Quote equals quote, at which point I should not actually need quote marks. I thought it would be... Oh, so I was looking if there was a better category for this. How about... there's art. Yeah, I don't know if there's a category for writing. I guess we'll just stay in science and technology. Be a fun exercise to play with R. And maybe I should provide some context for people who don't know what that is. R. I'm using RStudio, but close enough. Okay, fine. Oh no, we having the TLS handshake problems again? Maybe it's just this site, I don't know. URL equals okay, got my before after wrong. Let's see, so to the initial question. All right, so this is where I need to get my export plots. So we have this one, which has our base. And this is going to be image. Maybe that's a special form of links and images. Oh. I could actually, well, I could say topic. I don't think I could link directly to a post. No, post. Which... So I think that that's post ID. Post equals... Oh, and probably just the number. All right, so now is it image equals caption? So this I will have to type out a little bit. So this is mean lifetime by days owned. And we put in a URL. Can we grab this? Mean lifetime by days owned. And here is where we got our local save. I guess I should work into lots of images here. So preview. Those are kind of big, aren't they? How's the file size? I mean, kilobytes ain't bad. Is that... Oh, okay, so the default image size is just full width. Image. Okay. Let's see, then how do we approach... I guess it would be more useful to do playtime at each set. I was also curious about other related questions. For instance, days owned. I need caveats. Several caveats. So there are lists. I don't have a statistics background. No controls have been attempted. And we have to end bullet point. Data was last, I believe, was last fetched yesterday morning. It is the 14th. I think I've combined servers and such correctly, but maybe I didn't. Pretty much, I do have to get around to actually publishing the code at some point. No controls attempted, and I might be looking at the wrong things. All right, for instance, days owned, which might have long gaps, versus time played. I reduced it to days as well to get approximately similar units. So then we have, we have that versus infant death rate. Well, I guess we do days played. Combined days owned, combined days played. So this is where we take this, mean lifetime by days played. And this is actually a relatively easy fix-up. Okay, so we have preview first. Oops, that's Vim. See, I suspect the scattering towards the high end is due to fewer players in those groups, but don't know how to check that. Statistically. Oh, and this should be a set spell. Yeah, sure enough. All right, so we've got that. The other question of... I guess I should actually go back and check this thread, huh? See if infant mortality was really the question. Yep, suicide. So that is very much the question. uh, since the original question was immediate suicide, I also looked at rate of deaths at less than a minute of playtime. I broke out Eve's. No, actually, this is just the global stats still. So we've got infant death rate by days owned. V2 bracket, paste. And then we want this one by days played. Nope. Is this looking good? No, that's just the image. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. No, if it was reduced near the high end. I almost feel like I want to check to make sure this is counting what I think it's counting. Because this almost seems... No, yeah, actually increasing death rate for the high-end players, and then, like, I guess some of the really old people play it out? Or wait a little while? So we get that number by saying lives, lifetime. Okay, so yeah, lives, lifetime, less than 1. I want... So we've been running a mean on this. 0.44. Does that make sense? Can we plot that in a useful way? Oh, I should turn that to a factor. Maybe. Or is that going to do points? That's all. It's a lot of lives. All right. Well, we can keep typing. All right. So we got that. We got that. So that is all of this first 4. And then separated by gender. Since people often treat boys differently, I broke this out by, oops, differently? I made Eve's separate because they have, nope. Okay, yeah, that is not what I wanted. Is there perhaps like a box plot of that? No, it treats it as 0 and 1. I want to... How do I count the occurrences? Maybe I have to do that as a factor? Invalid object. I just want to count... Well, okay, here we go. Where is equal... oh, no, where just this is equal to true. And all we care about is the length. Pardon? That's a list, right? Oh, right, because it's going to be the... I need to actually select... from... Oh, no, actually, it's... No. And then this, we want... Okay, so that says that there are more... Or there is that proportion of that, and then we reverse it. So that says that there are more falses, and our mean was 0.44 trues. Okay, yeah, that. I think if we do 1271, 768, this one, 5872. Yep, other way. Or maybe I should have to do that as the sum. Yeah, because it has to be the sum. That's the sum of ones divided by the total. That was, should be, there are more falses. Okay, so I don't think it's actually backwards. Good. I just had to... Those graphs don't... They actually feel off. Or in the context of the original... yeah, I mean, I guess recent players doing a lot of it. So infant death rate increasing with experience. And then, interestingly, at the sparse end, you start scattering again. I guess you're getting different play styles. Of course, this is one of the reasons I wanted to break out the genders. Because they are, because they have different potential life lengths and different game situation in general. All right. So this is where we kind of do, let's see, I've been doing these in the other kind of pairs so far. This is pretty much just take everything we've done before and do it by gender. Let's take, okay, those weren't together. So this is mean lifetime by days played and gender. Mean lifetime by days owned and days owned. So that's days played. Then we have... I've got capital played now. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Actually, what I forgot is I want to get... let me finish this one. I want to get my... first, a little I don't want to say sidebar. Side on the overall age distribution. So this is age distribution by gender. Yeah, and you do see there's a little bit of width at the top. Yep, wrong one. Right, I should just be able to just. Although I may have just. Nah, I don't have to do the fancy paste on that. I've forgotten what back is. I mean, just F? Sort of, okay. All right, so we got that. Now we need then infant death rate. I guess I could do... Oh, I've actually got this string available. Because it's the PNG file. And then we do this by played. No, I should need the browser. So in this we do see, I guess maybe I should have even done the females as that more pink, but whatever. So we do see a much longer life for females, and then Eves are affected by the shorter lifetime. I didn't try to do like percent of potential life as a way to compensate for that. And then that's by days played, which gets a lot more scattered out here. Oh, that's the Eves going up. Okay. Infant death rate, much higher for males. Another thing. When I get down to infant death rate, mean lifetime, death, less than a year is probably too little for Eves who have a larger food bar. If anything, I wanted to keep them separate from the other stats. All right, and I think, that might just leave the cohort analysis. So we got all these different graphs separated. Finally, I thought it would, you know what, I never got to getting Git releases for, that might be its own little project. Yeah, because I'd have to figuring out how to overlay the annotations could be its own project. A totally unskilled analysis to see how different groups of players and game updates interacted. Still haven't gotten a game update overlay. All right, so we've got our how to do an image. So this is mean lifetime by cohort. By cohort, how arbitrary weeks. Arbitrary week started. Yeah, it's arbitrary weeks. Week started with arbitrary week alignment. Alignment. All right. And it's that one. No. And then we have mean infant death rate. Oh, only one of those showed up. Oh, it's not mean infant death rate. That's what I get for trying to copy stuff. It's entirely possible that I've not attempted. Oop, and a death. I've not attempted. I mean, he might very well be the first person who ever logged onto any of the servers. It looks to me like he didn't have life logging on at first, just because of where the ID started. I was also looking up my own days owned, and I don't think I was. I feel like there was several weeks until I got the game, so I should not be 248 out of 252 largest scene. So the life log was started just before I joined. Or nobody who was playing before that has played since. For cohort analysis, note that I have not attempted to adjust first and last weeks. Well, these are rates. They shouldn't matter. Not attempted to deal with first and last partial weeks, but these are rates, so it should still be should still be relatively valid. I don't know statistics if that's considered an issue or not. Not. Well, average isn't. But these are not sums or such. That's 23. Anything else? Don't know two. All right, so was kind of an extra thing, but it does give you a sense of just how much depth there is at the low end. And yeah, the females are kind of split between eaves, but in theory, it should be normal births are kind of a separate condition. Yeah, maybe they're living longer. It's hard to tell if this is. Yeah, maybe we can make it up in there. In theory, this should be even split. And then this is just like, well, there's no one to give birth, so it's an Eve, and that happens to be more female. All right, and then we go into the gender breakdown. And we do see very much longer lives for females, which we suspect is due to wait, did I put this in the wrong place? Okay, yeah, for death rate. Yeah, unfortunately well, it's muddling up the female a little bit, but then they are female, I guess. Definitely higher for males. By days owned, there's a little bit of trend there. And the female does unfortunately get a little bit lost. And then, well, actually, days play is a little cleaner just because it's smaller buckets, I think. And players feels off. Different groups, this should be of players. Which, if anything, should be up here. All right, I think. Let's see, so I had a few corrections. Quick preview. Everything's still there. I don't know if title. All right. All right, and they'll end up a little bit smaller just because of the sidebars. Cool. All right, so that wraps up that project nicely. I wanted to try and get a little bit of exercise today and then end up early for Astroneer and... yeah, I want to do some Well, I'll have to see what I got. I do want to do some cooking sometime today, I believe. I'll have to see when that makes sense. But for now, and this is sort of a BRB and sort of a not, I am going to be switching over to Setmania, which is completely different from coding and writing and stuff. So I will be back, but if you're interested in this, you might not be interested in that. But I will need a few minutes, well, maybe a few minutes, I don't know, to change stream settings, and then a few more minutes to get everything changed and set up for the dance pad and stuff. And yeah, that is it for now. If you're leaving now, thanks to Ruffalo's, Haskin TV, Destructively Phased, Catnox, Sturmius Leopard, Game Dev TV, Instant Speed Live, Dog and Lick, Kuro Kitsune, Asaret Gaming, To Laugh Right to Cry, and Dead Makes Games for hosting me. Bye, and until next time, or a few minutes later.